Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're live. February 4th, 2026. Iran backs down and starts begging to meet with the United States this Friday in Oman. Because they know that now another aircraft carrier, another battle group, is really coming and they could be sent to hell. Family, your likes, your comments. Military Strategies. Let's begin. You're going to drive me crazy making thumbnails because this is already insane. I've already had to change the thumbnails twice today. First yes, then no. They're coming. They're not coming to negotiate. I don't know what's going on with these people, the Iranians, but I think this smells a bit fishy. Marco Rubio has said, well, if you don't want to negotiate, we'll go to war and find out directly there. Welcome. Military Strategies. Thank you, family. We just finished a live broadcast. We just came from JR, in quotes, talking about a very, very serious issue about what's happening in Spain. And now things are getting even worse, much worse. We have statements from Otis. Otis has spoken. He has talked about Iran and the nuclear program and about radioactive things, yellow fluorescent flowers, flows. Iran is talking about everything, all. Excuse me, we have a microphone issue. I'm aware. One second, family, it's done. We're good. Let me be heard loud and clear. Very clear, above all. All right, very clear, good. As I was saying, welcome to Military Strategies. Family. Thank you so much for being with us, supporting the channel, the community. Your community, it's not mine, but yours. We have breaking news. Iran has said yes, that we have to meet no matter what, whenever, however. Thank you. There has to be a meeting. Send. Greetings to all my people from El Salvador. Thank you very much. Incredible people. You have given me a lesson in humility that we all needed. So thank you very much, truly. And Trump has spoken. Has he spoken about Iran? Identify. And Iran said it was canceling. It kind of got pumped up and canceled and we're going to war. Be the one. When Marco Rubio said it, let's go to war. Going to Iran. He said, well, it's better that it's not going to happen, that no thank you. We were recently discussing the aircraft carrier and current events. Pay attention to this. Focus on what's happening now on the eastern Mediterranean coast. Let's put on the music here, the one we've been using as background music lately. Some catchy music. This is amazing. Currently, the eastern Mediterranean coast. P-8 Poseidon plane. What's it doing over there? Is it getting ready for the aircraft carrier's arrival? Making sure the fish are all in place. Making sure there are no Russian submarines or any naval threats. With the arrival of new guests to Iran's party, there it is. Reconnaissance, 8,000 meters high, good conditions, and look where it marked military strategies. The place where that aircraft carrier could have been placed an hour ago, the P-8 Poseidon is precisely scanning that area. Is it just a coincidence, as always? Well, but for now, everything seems to indicate that it is. The carrier is heading there. And that it's going to get ready. That P-8 took off from Catania to monitor the waters of the Mediterranean. And it continues. The parade of planes continues. The carousel of weapons keeps arriving in the Middle East, while Iran has pleaded. Now we're going to meet in Oman, as you wish. Of course, Marco Rubio had told him. Here, 3 topics will be discussed: nuclear weapons, the nuclear program, ballistic missiles, and that you stop funding terrorist proxies worldwide. Iran got bold and said no, non-negotiable, our missiles are off limits. And Marco Rubio said, all right, then we'll deal with them ourselves. That's how it is. Family, welcome and thanks for joining us live. It's our second show today. We shared interesting things there. I want to make a recommendation to everyone. It's not related to Iran. It's about another topic. It's a good idea. I recommend it. I bought my own Starlink and didn't get it for free. With just the Mini, it's more than enough for you to have internet without it being censored by any communist government anywhere in the world. I'm saying this because things are going to start happening in Europe and Spain. They're going to start actively censoring us if you want to see all this content. It won't be possible through national internet providers. You'll have to have Starlink, which is an international company where they can't censor us. Elon and Lom, Elon Mop, Elon Musk has declared war on Peter. On Peter? That's right. This is starting to resemble Iran more and more. In Iran, there's no internet. Now social networks are being controlled. Control. People have to change their voice to speak on the internet because there's an authoritarian regime that massacres them. Well, in Spain, we're on the way. We're on the path to follow the same fate. Really? Look, Peter, we were trying to avoid it, but in the end, it's going to happen to you. Check out what Elon says about Sanchez. Oh my goodness. You won't believe it, huh? It keeps going. Photo of Elon. Amazing. Amazing. Situation. Dirty Sanchez was texting her. 18 hours ago yesterday, he was already writing to her. Yesterday, he was already writing to her. It said Dirty Sanchez, a tyrant and traitor to Spain, and ended with a poop emoji. Sanchez has visited Persian Gulf dictatorships to learn their population censorship methods. Since Spain has such a big budget, now we're going to focus on monitoring the citizens, tapping their phones to see what they write on social media. It's the government's biggest disgrace. And look, I'm going to say it again. Bukele is Bukele? He's way below the level of politicians. I'm not even talking about Europe. I mean worldwide. He's way below.
As you can see, everyone gathered here is part of the executive branch which I am in charge of, except for one person.
I've been in that room. I can say it. I've been there.
The Attorney General who is here, he is not part of the executive, and he is here for a very simple reason, and it's because I want to ask him in public. Think, what do we investigate? Everyone who is here?
Everyone, including him.
Backwards and forwards?
Let's see if you'll get to see this in Spain.
I imagine there's no problem. There was a person who once told me, "Look, aren't you afraid of death?" I said no, since nobody wants to die. I don't want to die, but I know that I'm going to die someday. Like everyone, you can't escape death. Everyone who is here. Well, in 100 years, there won't be anyone alive. No one. None of us who are here, most likely. Nobody knows the name of their grandfather's father, but there. There is something I am afraid of, and that is leaving a bad legacy. And there are presidents, some imprisoned, others fugitives, but most are remembered as thieves. I don't want to be remembered as a thief. Room. I don't steal because I don't want to be known as a thief or corrupt. There was President Duarte, and people used to say, the president isn't a thief, just one exception. But he surrounded himself with thieves, and at some point he represented hope for the Salvadoran people. But if it's true that he didn't steal, how foolish he was, because he was the hope of the people, he didn't touch a cent, and he stained his legacy by surrounding himself with thieves. So, that's not going to happen to me. I won't be a president who didn't steal but was surrounded by thieves, but let them remember me as the president who didn't steal and didn't let anyone else steal. And whoever did steal, he put them in jail. A couple are already in jail.
We can attest to that. In fact, this past week they extradited one who had done business with the mayoress. I just wanted to make this note because I think it's important for everyone to see the first part before it disappears later. Donald Trump, let's go from leader to leader. Leader. What has Trump said about Iran? Attention, family.
Iran's leader should worry now.
He says we should be worried if we were Iran. Right now, we should be worried.
I would say he should be very worried, you know.
I would say the people in the Iranian regime should be very worried.
He should be, since they're negotiating with us.
I know they are, but the protest.
He says, as you know, he's negotiating with us.
Protesters ask, where are the Americans you promised support? Do we still have their backing?
We've supported them, see?
He says. But the protesters said that America was covering their backs, he says. Are we still covering their backs, or what's going on here?
Look, that country is a mess right now because of us. We went in,
That country is a mess right now.
Wiped out their nuclear, so I think we should wipe them out if I didn't take out their nuclear. Think of it.
He says if I hadn't removed the nuclear issue,
if we didn't take out that nuclear, we wouldn't have peace in the Middle East because...
He says we don't have peace in the Middle East.
Because the Arab countries could have never done that. They were...
He says because the Arab countries are never going to have it.
Very, very afraid of Iran.
He says the Arab countries are very afraid of Iran.
They no longer fear Iran.
He says they're not afraid of Iran anymore, never again.
We wiped out those beautiful B-2 bombers once, right?
He says those B-2 bombers wiped out everything over there.
Those beautiful models, those beautiful B-2 models, 2 bombers went in and they hit their target with every single bomb and
He says they were all threats.
We're not going to have it anymore.
He says, and these people will never have it again.
But if we obliterated, what's the deal about if?
He says this, and the journalist asks, if you've destroyed it, what are you negotiating now?
There's no more. Are they trying to restart the nuclear program?
He says they're trying again to reactivate the nuclear weapons program. And this is the key.
Oh, I heard that they are. And
he says, I've heard it's true.
They do, and I tell them.
And if they do, this is incredible, huh? I understand they want to restart the new program, if that's the case.
If they do, we'll send them back to do their job again.
So you're on your own?
And we're going to send them again to do the job again, so they do it again. We're going to send the forces so they do it again.
Y-O-R-K, you're saying they tried to restart it and...
He asks if you know whether they tried to return to the Fordo site.
Why threaten force?
They tried.
Trump says they tried.
They couldn't even get close to the site. It was completely off limits.
He says they couldn't get close because it was destroyed.
But they were thinking about starting a new site in a different part of the country.
He says, but we've discovered that they wanted to open a nuclear site in another part of the country. We have to start looking for it right away.
We found out about it.
He says, and I told them, what if they do that?
We'll do terrible things to them.
We're going to do very bad things against you. Do you mean this? What we're hearing are important things. Quite important. Also, they couldn't reopen Fordo, but somewhere hidden. Is Iran reopening a facility to build nuclear weapons? Costs? Who told you that? Was it Israel? There's something we don't know, and that's why they're in such a hurry to attack Iran. That's why they're rushing to end the little nuclear program. If that's the case, where is it being built? Where is this facility being set up, John? And a gigantic country, one of the largest in Asia, in a labyrinth of underground fortresses. It might be here. Are we close? That one of these places is hiding the regime's new nuclear terror factory.
Well, good.
If they've learned their lesson, they know they can't build it. In the west of the country, then, they've been able to go to the eastern zone. I think our eyes will need to start lighting up for some places like these that we had never visited before. Some underground facilities that are lost in the east of Iran. Look, nobody knew about this. It was hardly mentioned then. There's a new facility which we don't know the name of. World. It could be anywhere, in any place. Map of long work hours. The ones ahead to find out where the new Iranian nuclear terror factory is. Exciting. What's going to happen this Friday? Iran says it wants to negotiate quickly with the United States, but at the same time, there's a disturbing statement. The chief of the Iranian army has said, "We have strengthened our deterrent power, and we are prepared for any action from our enemies." A challenge? A target, Iran. Fordo was destroyed, idea. And what about the facility next to Fordo? That mega secret installation in the mountains near Qom. No one talked about that. No one wanted to know about that. Because it was even much worse. Family, thanks so much for joining us live. Let's see what happens with Iran. What happens if we go to an open war or not? I think we will, so stay tuned. The next few hours could be crucial. We'll see if this weekend's negotiation happens, because the last time they said there was a negotiation, that same night Iran was bombed. Everything is on the table. Nothing is hidden anymore. Everyone has revealed their intentions, and here on Military Strategies, we'll tell you about it no matter what. See you, family. Milia.